Hello Yu-Gi-Oh players and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! In Business Casual. I'm your host, the RJBZR. I am really not kidding when I tell you there's going to be a lot of news coming in today. Once again, my source is Yu-Gi-Oh! Edition Singapore. They're a great group on Facebook. They almost always have the OCG and usually the TCG leaks as soon as they come out, and they're just a really great resource. Next, we're going to talk about my favorite leaks that have come out so far, and the ones I'm the most excited for. I am going to be reviewing the Cyber Dragon support that is coming out of of course, the Cyber Dragon structure deck. Most of the effects of the cards that are coming for the Cyber Dragon archetype have been leaked and confirmed, so I'm just going to give you guys a quick review of what they do. So the first thing we have doesn't actually come from the Cyber Dragon structure deck. It's going to be out in the Gold Series 2014 in Japan. And it is the Quick Play spell Cybernetic Fusion support. Its ability is pay half your life points once during this turn. If you would fusion summon a machine-type fusion monster, you can banish from your side of the field, hand, or graveyard fusion material monsters that are listed on the fusion monster card and use them as fusion material monsters. This doesn't seem that amazing, but considering the fact that this is actually searchable by a monster effect in this deck, it could actually be a decent one in the Cyber Dragon deck. And you'll see the reason why this banish from the graveyard thing is really a good piece of utility in a second. But this basically turns your power bond into a miracle fusion on crack. So let's move on to the regular Cyber Dragon support that's coming out of here. That's a pretty cool picture right there. I believe that is Cyber Dragon Core, and we will get to that in a moment. Next, from the actual structure deck itself, we have Cyber Dragon 3 on all these German numbers that are coming into the Cyber Dragon. So it's a light machine, level 4, 1800, 800. It's basically Cyber Dragon's Vi, of course, except for its effect. When this card is normal summoned, all Cyber Dragon monsters you control become level 5. During the turn you activate this effect, you cannot special summon monsters except machine-type monsters. When this card is banished, you can target one Cyber Dragon monster on the field. During this turn, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. This card is named, it becomes Cyber Dragon while it is on the field or in the graveyard. So this is the card that basically gives the utility to Cyber Dragon or to Cybernetic Fusion support. In that, with Cybernetic Fusion support, you can power bond using this card in order to make a 5600 Cyber Twin that can attack twice, is immune to destruction for a turn. And it's pretty amazing. Not to mention that level up effect, which can be really important when getting out the Cyber Dragon Xyz monster. So there are quite a few fun things that you can do with this card. The more important utility card for the deck is Cyber Dragon Core. This is the card that, in my opinion, makes the deck. It's when this card is normal summoned, you can add one Cyber or Cybernetic spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, banish this card from your grave. Ooh, weird throat noises I just made there. Anyway, you can banish this card from your grave, special summon one Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Cyber Dragon Core once per turn. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it is on the field or in the graveyard. So first off, this card can search out the Cyber and Cybernetic spell and trap cards that you'll see in a second. Besides Cybernetic Fusion support, we also have Cybernetic Zone and a couple of other Cyber spell and trap cards that I will show you in a moment. But more importantly, it has this effect from the grave that you can banish it to summon a Cyber Dragon from your deck. This means that if you have like a Dry in your hand, you can use this to banish and special summon a Cyber Dragon from your deck. Normal summon that Dry, go into Cyber Nova Dragon, or Cyber Dragon Nova or whatever, detach and get whatever Cyber Dragon you want back from your graveyard, and it's a free summon. I personally think it's pretty great. And even if you don't have the Cyber Dragon Dry, say you have a Cyber Dragon's Vi in your hand, If you do, you can special summon a Dry from your deck, and then you can overlay for a Paladynamo, or a Gear Gigant Cross, or a Constellar Omega. There are just a ton of utility-wise things that you can do with this card. So this is what makes Cybernetic Fusion Support actually a decent card, since it's searchable by this card, making it not a -1. It still does, of course, have that cost of paying half your life points. But for the ability to summon a 5600 invincible, what's it called? Cyber Twin Dragon for a turn. I think that one of is a decent thing. But more importantly, Cyber Dragon Core can search out Cyber Repair Plant and Cyber Network. Now these are the cards besides Cyber Dragon Core, of course, that really make this deck work. It's a normal spell card, Cyber Repair Plant is, and its effect is if you have one Cyber Dragon in your graveyard, or one or more Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, you can activate one of its effects. If you have 3 Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, you can activate both of them. So its first effect is add 1 light machine type monster from your deck to your hand, and its second effect is return 1 light machine type monster from your in your graveyard to your deck. So there are a couple things you can do with this, and this is especially good if you have those 3 Cyber Dragons in your graveyard. This actually sets up the Cyber Dragon Core play if you get the 3 Cyber Dragon effect to get both of them, because if you have a Cyber Dragon in your grave and you still have a Cyber Dragon Dry in your deck, you can put the Cyber Dragon into your deck so that it's available for core, and then grab the Cyber Dragon Dry from your deck to your hand. So then you can do the core thing, summon your Nova Dragon, and of course go into your big Cyber Dragon monsters. So in my opinion, this is a frickin' amazing card. This also, interestingly enough, allows you to search out Cyber Eltanin, which is a really powerful ability. It allows you to search out Genex Neutron. There are a number of really cool things that you can get off of this effect that can potentially be abused for the future. And then we have Cyber Network, which I don't think is quite as good, but there are a lot of things you can do with it as well. This card is destroyed during the 3rd standby phase that this card is activated. Once per turn, while there is a Cyber Dragon on your field, banish 1 light attribute machine type monster from your deck. When this card on the field is sent to the grave, special summon as many banished light attribute machine type monsters as you can. Destroy all spell or trap cards on your field. Monsters special summoned by this effect cannot activate their effects. And during the turn this is activated, you cannot carry out your battle phase. But this is basically like Return from the Different Dimension for Cyber Dragons, except it's at 3, and it's got a couple of stipulations that don't make it quite as insanely broken. But imagine like you've banished a bunch of Cyber Dragons for Cyber Eltanin, and you set this card and your opponent MSTs it. Big mistake there. You chain it, you summon all your Cyber Dragon monsters that were banished, and then you can't conduct your battle phase during that turn, but that's okay because it's your opponent's turn, and then you can overlay next turn and do some pretty crazy shenanigans. The other stipulation that they can't activate their effects is but you can combo this with Scrap Dragon for some crazy things, and I imagine there will be ways to abuse this card in the future. And, like, for instance, you could even just MST it yourself. There are just a ton of things that you can do with this. So those are the Cyber Dragon support cards that we have had released. I'm pretty sure that's the extent of the Cyber Dragon support that we're going to get. But, I'm not going to ask for more. This is amazing. I don't need any more from Konami as far as Cyber Dragons go. This is pretty spectacular. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, let me know why in the comments below. And then subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! News, discussions, decks, and shenanigans. Meanwhile, thank you guys for watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Business Casual. I'm your host, the RJB0, and I got a jet. See you guys.